Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Mullen. How are you? I'm glad to see you all. And today we are going to do a counting activity. If we were in school, we would have our counters and we would be able to each have counters to count with, but we are not in school. So we're going to count together. I have these counters here that I brought home with me. Some of you might recognize these. These are the ones we had in table toys. They are the fruits. So we are going to practice our counting today. 1, 2. So the last number I said was 2. So how many pieces of fruit, how many objects do I have? I have 2. 1, 2. So let's count some more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. The last number I said was 5, so we have 5 objects or 5 pieces of fruit. The last number you say when you're counting is the amount that you have, as long as you start at number 1 and count in order until you get to the very last object that you're counting. Remember to touch each object as you count. It's easier to keep track of. So let's count some more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What was the last number that I said? 10, that's right. So we have 10 objects or 10 pieces of fruit. So if we counted and we had to pick, we would say we have 10 objects, 10 pieces of fruit. Let's try it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what was the last number that I said? You're right, 5. So we have 5 objects or 5 pieces of fruit. So our activity today that you're going to do is you're going to listen to the video and then you are going to have these sheets. You don't have counters at home like I do. So I have uploaded these sheets for you to do, and then you will get to count these objects, okay? So let's do this one together. Look at the frogs. We're doing frogs and bugs this week. So we're going to count frogs on this sheet. So let's do this together. 1. It's easy. We can all do that. 1. So is this number 1? No, that's number 2. Is this number 1? Yes, that's number 1, so that's the one we choose. You will write that number with a pencil on a piece of paper. You'll count the object, and then you will look at these numbers, choose the one that is the correct number, and write that down on a piece of paper. Let's do this one together. 1, 2. So let's look at the numbers on the right-hand side and count. And look, is this number 2? No, that's number 4. That's not right. Is this number 2? No, that's number 3. Is that number 2? Yes, that's number 2. So you are going to take your pencil and on your piece of paper you are going to write the number 2. This will give you practice in writing your numbers. So then you'll go on to do this one and choose the right number, and then this one. Then your next sheet will have froggy faces on it. You're going to look at each rectangle, count them, and then choose the correct number down here. Remember, it's the last number that you say when you count. And then pick the correct number, write it down with your pencil on your piece of paper. You're going to do it from left to right, just like when we're reading from the top to the bottom. Then the next 2 sheets only have 2 different counting pieces on each one because they're bigger, but they also have bigger numbers, 10, 11, and 12, or 12, 11, and 10. Going to go from the left to the right, count the frogs, count the flies that the frogs are eating, and then choose the correct number. Write that down on your piece of paper. And the same thing on this sheet of paper here. These have even higher numbers, 13, 14, 15, or 10, 11, and 12. I know you can do it. You can ask your mom and dad or your brothers and sisters for some help, but remember, write those numbers down on a piece of paper. It's going to help you a lot. Hope you enjoyed this. Talk to you later. I miss you all. Goodbye.